What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Corpus Christi Originals podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Hilario. This is a podcast where we sit down with interesting people from Corpus Christi and the coastal bend to hear their stories, experiences, and perspectives. Today, I'm joined with the local comedian, Ben Mann. We're going to talk about comedy in the local scene, crazy show stories, and what it's like pursuing stand-up here in South Texas. So, what's going on, Ben? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? You good?
All right, all right. We got Por La Vaca in the house.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So is Port Lavaca like an extended version of Flower Bluff or no?
Yeah, it's very similar kind of people. Very similar kind of substance problems. Not quite as bad as the Bluff though. They got like a circus going on out there.
Oh shit! Wow. So do you live in the Bluff? Like
No,
live in the
I,
Bluff?
I
Okay,
used
okay.
to make pizzas in the Bluff.
Okay.
Once upon a time, not too long ago.
When did you figure out you needed to put that in your stand up?
And
Like,
people kept telling me that I look like that place smells. That's what I was like, well, you can try to run away from it, or you can just let them have it. And,
it's funny. But so do you purposefully go over there to like try to figure out like make jokes about it or?
no, I mean, I've had I've lived in Corpus for 4 or 5 years, something like that, and I worked at the Papa John's there for a little bit, and then I also one season coached. My nephews played in their football league,
Yeah,
so I got familiar with the parents and stuff.
that's
It's
pretty
very
cool.
similar to Port Lavaca.
Hey, Port Lavaca for real. Yeah,
Yeah.
I drove to Point Comfort like often with my last job I was at, so we would go through all the time. There was a seafood place there, man, called Kathy's. It was a
Oh
trailer.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Kathy's, bro.
It's good. You
Oh
can't.
man,
All you can eat shrimp. You
shrimp
can't
and
beat
onion
it.
rings, bro.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
And
It's
it's
the
good.
best.
And she loads it down to.
Yeah.
The last couple times I went, she moved. I don't know where she went. Port Aransas or something.
They're like down the street. If you looked it up, you could find it.
That's
I don't
cool.
know the exact location, but yeah, they moved to a smaller location.
Yeah, what's it like growing up over there in Port Lavaca?
So I'm from Port Connor, which is about 30 minutes towards the water.
Okay.
But I went to high school in Port Lavaca, so
Okay.
that kind of having to get up 30 minutes early to catch the bus to go to school, and then doing extracurriculars, having to not getting home till 10 or 11 o'clock at night and still having to do homework and stuff, and then
Mm.
get up at 5 o'clock the next morning builds character. Definitely wouldn't sign up for it again.
Did
But
you play football?
yeah, well, yeah. I played football.
That's cool.
It's kind of what you do there.
Yeah, right.
It's what everyone's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
If you make any friends in middle school, they're probably playing football, and
Football.
then nobody wants to quit because everybody's there together. We've all kind of
Yeah, you had a joke about the seventh grade. Do you usually go back to those types of stories whenever you joke?
yeah, when
Like
they're
on stage?
applicable,
Okay.
when I can fit them in.
Yeah, see, that was interesting. We were talking before air how like you kind of read the crowd to figure out what might or might not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were mentioning how a lot of the open mics are like at nighttime, so the crowd that's there is just kind of getting out of work, blowing off steam or what have you. You know what I mean? So do you learn how to structure your jokes like around that?
Kinda.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like you can just kind of feel it. You can normally, and if you watch the people in front of you, especially at open mics, you can kind of tell what the crowd wants and what they don't want. Like if someone comes up there and they're pushing the limit and they're being super gross and
Yeah.
no one's saying anything, probably not that kind of crowd.
Oh, sure.
But on the same note, somebody might come up and do super clean, witty material. But these people have tossed a couple back, and
Yeah.
they're not trying to think too hard.
Yeah.
They want you to feed them the joke.
So why? So like, do you like sign up late or let them go first so I can figure out the room or?
Sometimes, but also you got to go first a few times because once you start getting booked on shows, 9 times out of 10, you're the first guy.
Oh yeah.
So you got to have that skill set to
Oh,
break the room in
that's
yourself
dope.
also. So it's a balance. It's just dependent on how you feel that night, I guess.
Yeah,
Or at
that's
least for myself.
how much different is actual paid show as opposed to being at open mic,
Uh,
like where the customer actually pays to go see.
It's kind of crazy. The stage I'm at now, I do a lot of paid shows at bars that don't sell tickets. So like they're just people that come to the bar to come to the bar.
Okay.
And then I'll just, me and whoever will get up and just start talking to them. And they're like, well, we didn't know this was happening.
Oh wow.
So sometimes even these paid shows feel like open mics.
Weird.
In a sense. But the good paid shows where the crowd bought $30 tickets and is there and is invested to laugh. Sometimes those those feel like I can't do anything wrong sometimes.
Wow.
So
Like
I'm
they're
just
just ready to laugh
yeah,
type
like
thing.
they're like laughing at things that aren't punchlines, and
Crazy, bro.
I almost get mad because this is funny. Like it's a weird thing to say because when you start out, 5 minutes feels like a long time,
Mm,
but as you get your material, it's not that long, and it's wild. Like sometimes when I'm doing a 5 minute set in front of a headliner that I want to impress, and
yeah.
people start laughing at the part of the joke that's not the punchline, I almost
Oh.
want to be like, "Shut up!"
Oh, damn.
like I'm glad that everyone's having a good time, but this joke gets better if you let it.
Damn. Wow.
It's a weird feeling because you want them to laugh. That's why you're there. But like as an artist, you're like, ah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not the
yeah.
punchline.
And then you
Wow.
do the punchline and it doesn't get the pop because they're all tired from laughing a
What
second
yo
ago.
do you learn about that particular joke and you maybe use what they laughed at next time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You kind of roll with it. Everything's a learning experience.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So so growing up, were you usually the funniest guy in the group or
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I actually I did my my high school reunion not too long ago. I got to perform in front of those guys. And I looked in the yearbook and realized that I didn't win class clown one time,
Oh,
which is
shoot.
ridiculous. I actually won most clumsiest, which is screwed up because I'm visually impaired.
Oh,
I
damn.
thought that was messed up for them to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so visually impaired. I wanted you to mention it first before I said
Yeah.
anything.
No.
Well, you usually bring that up like at the onset, like as your
Yeah,
opening
it's
material.
my intro. That way I can just make blind jokes whenever and like talking about how sometimes I accidentally stumble into things.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll accidentally stumble into a blind joke, and if I don't address it off the top, then I'll say the blind joke, and I'm like, "What's he talking about?"
that's interesting. Do you feel like you need to address
Just
well,
in case.
just in case?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
it's just
Let
like a
me have that base covered
yeah.
for
Just,
sure.
it'd be the same as if I was like a fat guy. Like I would go up and be like, "Ha, I'm a fat guy." It's just like getting it out of the way.
Mm. What's up, Lito? Where are those other clowns at now? Not on CCO.
Very
I
quiet.
don't know
Oh,
what's that.
my class. Yeah, he's
Okay, okay.
that guy's about to be a father. He sells gas.
Hey,
Shout out to
he
Lito.
sells gas, propane,
Yeah, he's
butane. Yeah.
yeah, he's Port Lavaca's Hank Hill, but he's got long, luscious locks of hair.
Oh
He's been
shoot.
growing his hair out since high school.
Dang. So I imagine you had to deal with that type of uh I guess bullying, would you say, like as far as like your vision? Because you've been uh have vision in one eye for a long time, yeah?
Yeah, I've never been able to see out of my left eye, and then I got it removed in the second grade.
That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy when I think about it from like if it was someone else's story, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that'd be nuts. And then I think about it, I'm like, nah, it wasn't.
You had to grow, I had to learn as you
Yeah,
go.
it's your reality.
Hey, what's going on, Sammy? Thanks for watching the live. I'm gonna have a drop every Wednesday. There's always an episode, and then of course I'm gonna do a single live out there, talking about different topics by myself, all alone. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So, man, do you feel like you hear out of one side more than the other side? Because you have,
Nah, that's actually a common misconception, and I don't mind answering this question because it happens all the. It's a thing people like legit think.
yeah, yeah.
My hearing and my smell isn't any greater than anyone else's. I'm just
That's
more
funny.
dependent on them. Like if you're blindfolded, you're gonna listen a little better because you have to.
Right, right, right. And it was interesting. We talked last time on our other
Yeah,
episode that
the
didn't
ghost
record
episode.
the ghost episode. And you were mentioning that it's like hereditary, like certain people in your family have that same type
Yeah,
of.
it's on my mom's side. Most of the dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so most my uncle and then I have cousins and my brother.
yeah. And you said that too, that you learned how to beat somebody to the punch before they bully you about that.
Yeah, yeah. I would always I it was always the same customers that were always trying to start nonsense. And I learned at a young age that those people like they have something going on with themselves and it had nothing to do with me.
Oh,
That
dang.
doesn't stop it
Did
from
that?
hurting when you're going through, puberty and stuff, but like
I was gonna
it makes it
say.
easier to deal with.
Did it take you a minute to like figure out like okay, I need to figure out how to get over this
Yeah,
type?
yeah, because the world doesn't stop just because you got a problem.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah. So growing up, so is there anybody in your family that's funnier that you learn how to be funny from?
My whole family on both sides are full of characters. They could all do stand up if they wanted to. They just don't have the need for attention like I do, I guess. But they're all I come from a long line of storytellers and stuff like that. So our family functions are pretty fun. I don't really have to do too much work at the family functions.
Yeah.
They handle it.
Dude, I think I heard a joke. Like most of your jokes are about like kind of around your family and stuff too.
Yeah, they're an interesting bunch.
That's awesome, man. Like makes me think of Foxworthy, Jeff
Yeah, he
Foxworthy.
talks about his family a lot too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Is there any like comedians that you like aspire, well, not aspire, but like that are influential to your journey?
My earliest when I was like 8 or 9, and I thought you can make people laugh for a living. The earliest guy I remember like wanting to be like is Ron White, which is a crazy thing for a 9-year-old to be like.
Wow,
That's my guy, that drunk
the
guy over
drunk dude, the
there.
dude with the glass and the
Yeah,
cigarette. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He looks like he's got his life figured out. But like I just liked his style and the way he approached things. And then right before I started stand up, I discovered Theo Vaughn, and I was like, "Well, that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
If his crazy thoughts people like him, maybe they'll like my crazy thoughts."
Interesting, bro. Wow.
So I'd say those two guys probably the most.
So when you were growing up, did you feel like you had to be funny growing up, or it was just kind of
Uh,
natural? You know what I mean?
I never had to work too hard at it. I
Yeah, that's
don't
cool.
think.
Yeah, yeah. I saw your stand up last night at open mic, dude. It was.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, how the heck does he do that, man? And obviously, it's a lot of practice. It seems.
Yeah, I've always done. I've always wanted to like speak in front of people. Like whatever the fear of public speaking, I have the opposite. Where, like, if I see a crowd, no matter what the occasion, I'm like, let me talk to them. It could be like a subject I don't know anything about. I was like, let me just see what I know.
You know, and I seen you too doing on your open mic, and the crowd won't laugh, but I could see you laughing like that is funny.
Yeah,
But even though they're not laughing, like I still think it's funny.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That takes a lot of practice to get comfortable like that.
Wow.
Because in the beginning, I definitely if they didn't think it was funny, I didn't want to do stand up anymore. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not coming back out tomorrow. This is it. I'm gonna go find a real job. I'm wasting my time. But now I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not for them.
Yeah, and you mentioned something too that you don't throw a joke away after one try of people not laughing at it. Like you
Nah, you got to test it out. You got to. There's a lot of variables.
test it out a few more times.
Yeah, try to get it in front of a crowd that you feel like is more receptive to comedy. If you feel like that's the reason it didn't work the first time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. If it didn't work that time, it didn't work the second time, and it didn't work the third time. And these are in 3 different towns. Probably not great.
Probably not gonna work.
Yeah.
Wow. What comedians or comedy shows did you watch? Oh, you obviously Ron White. Did teachers ever tell you to stop joking around in class?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The earliest story of this that I can think of that my mom likes to tell at family functions, I was in kindergarten and we just got in from recess and we were in line at the water fountain and this kid pushed me. And I turned around and I was like, "Hey man." And I was messing around. I was just trying to get my spot back. I was like, "Hey man, I could kill you for that."
Oh,
And of course, like he freaked out and told the teacher, so they sent me to the principal's office. And my mom said she got a phone call, and like the first thing she heard on the other line when she answered was, "It was a figure of speech. Haven't you guys ever heard of a figure of speech? Like, how was I gonna kill that kid? There's no way I could have killed that kid." And the principal was like trying not to laugh, and he's like, "Hey, we gotta send him home for the rest of the day."
Joe Hilliard says, when I was first started, Ben was intimidating, but he's only been doing it for a year longer. Great dude and CC comedy mainstay.
Appreciate
How you feel
that.
about that, man?
Those are way too kind of words. But I appreciate the intimidating is weird. Maybe I need to work on that. Try to be more welcoming.
Nah, you seem real chill most times when I see you.
I think he means talent wise, maybe. Hopefully that's what he means.
Yeah.
I'd like to think not a scary guy.
Yeah,
I mean, when all the lights are on, I could see if it was like dim lit. Frighten some folks.
Do you think growing up in South Texas influences your humor?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was gifted enough to be really close with a lot of different kinds of people where I grew up. Like I had African American friends where I'd stay the night at there. Also, staying in Port O'Connor and then having to do school in Port Lavaca and not being able to drive, I just stay at a lot of people's houses. And then I'm gracious to anyone that let me stay at their house ever. But they were all different walks of life, so I got to hang out with different families and kind of see the common grounds of what everyone was going through despite background, you know.
Yeah, it seems like like in comedy when you're wanting to do comedy as a career that still even might happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you're still kind of coming up, because I heard a story on one of the podcasts you were on that you had to sleep in somebody's car or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that was recently. That was
Yeah, I was like, damn, what?
yeah. Shout out to Titus Soto for letting me sleep in his Jeep and spoon his golf clubs. I had a late show that night, and I had plans to stay at a female friend's house, and she fell asleep, and then so I was kind of up a creek without a paddle, so to say. And then my buddy, a couple of my friends from high school were staying at my buddy's apartment, but like it was like a youth hostel in there already. They
Oh,
already
sure.
had like people passed out on the
Yeah,
floor.
for real.
Like everyone came up from Port Lavaca and was staying at his house. So initially, when I asked them, they were like, "Yeah, you can sleep in the car." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'll shower or whatever. Like, what's the problem?" And then when I got there and assessed the situation, I was like, "Oh, there's literally no room for
Wow.
me to sleep here. The car is way better."
Damn.
And so I slept in this Jeep on top of this hill in San Antonio, which was fun. I slept good. I was tired from that. It was a long day,
Mm.
but I woke up and I got out of the Jeep and this lady was walking her dog, and I was in like this shirt and a pair of basketball shorts. Scared the crap out of her. Dude.
That's funny.
That walk turned into a run super fast.
Yeah, man. So getting into stand up. So I guess there's that shift from just joking around to actually taking it on
Yeah,
stage.
trying to format it.
Yeah. When did you first decide to try stand up?
I did it. The first time I ever did it was I was 16 at a church camp. And I told a story about how I got kicked out of class for eating Play-Doh in the 10th grade, which is way too old for that. But so I told that story, and then everybody came, "Oh, you're so funny." But like, if you've ever been to a church camp, they have to be nice to you. It's like the main thing Jesus talks about. So I didn't really think anything of it. Like I didn't go to school and try to do stand up at school or anything. And then I went to college, failed out of college, was living in College Station, bussing tables, and I had a lot of free time as a busser, and all the waiters would be super stressed out about all the tables, so I would come up and just whisper stuff in their ears just to throw them off.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Hey, you gonna come watch me at my night job where I dance?" And I'd tell that to like old white dudes, and they'd be like, "What?" Like you look like you're a big tipper, and he's like, "Get away from me." But so eventually I kind of said, I looked it up and I was like, there's an open mic in Bryan, the town over. And they're like, "Oh, you're going to that." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And then they picked me up and were like, "Yeah, you're going. We're not letting you go." And it was a terrible time. My first open mic experience was awful. I got way too inebriated, and they had to tell me, I wasn't even, you know how they give you the light to get off stage?
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking up. That's how drunk I was. I was looking straight down at the ground. Like
Oh,
this.
damn.
And just talking to the ground because I was
What?
hammered. And then I immediately vowed, I was like, I'll never be that drunk on stage again if I do this again. And then I did it a couple more times in College Station, and then I moved to Corpus and started doing it for real.
Wow. Was it like right after that first one you wanted to make it real?
Yeah, immediately. I was like, oh, I even through the fog of being drunk, I was like, I like this.
Is
This
it
is
because
fun.
you felt like you bombed that first one? And you're like,
Oh yeah, I bombed bad.
dang.
But it was I knew what I did that made me bomb, and I wanted to fix it. And then when I
Wow.
came back the second time and I fixed it, I was like, oh, okay, I could do this.
Whoa.
And then also the same coworkers were all super supportive. They're still all super supportive. A couple of them have come out. One of them drove from College Station to New Braunfels to help me win a crowd vote contest, which is like 3 hours.
Wow. Yeah. What does it feel like to bomb?
It sucks. It is the worst thing.
What is
What
your definition of bomb? Like no laughs, getting booed off the stage? Like
That's the for me, if a stranger doesn't, if there's multiple strangers in the crowd and one of them doesn't come up and tell me I'm funny after, like doesn't make it a point to come shake my hand and tell me I'm funny, then I bombed. But that's my standard now. That wasn't always my standard. No laughs, I guess, would be the easiest way to define it. Like if you're just up there and maybe, and if it's so bad that you don't do your full 5, like that's bombing. Like that's bad.
Do you bomb now?
Yeah. Not as often. But yeah, it happens.
Weird. Seems like
I don't think you can escape it.
that's so strange. I guess the definition of bombing would change as your
Yeah.
experience.
Your expectations for yourself should grow, I would think.
Okay, so bombing is more an expectation on yourself that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. I guess bombing is not meeting your own criteria for a good set.
Mm,
Whatever that might be in whoever's head. Because this is all perspective. The comedy's super perspective.
crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. So, how long did it take you to finally get comfortable on stage?
I don't know if I'm comfortable on stage now, if we're being honest.
Because
Uh
of the nerves, like you get
yeah,
nervous.
for me, I get super anxious right before. I'll be cool right before whoever's bringing me up like takes the microphone, and then I freak out every time. Open mic show, it doesn't matter. I freak way out, and then try to keep it together. And then when I get my first laugh, even if it's just like a little snicker, I'm like, oh yeah, I do this for real. Okay,
Cool.
cool. Like I get my feet underneath me, and
Wow. Did you ever like use notes, take notes at the beginning?
I got away from that as quickly as possible.
Really? How
Yeah,
come?
it's a crutch, and it looks terrible.
Oh, wow.
I
How
mean,
do
if you have to do it in the beginning, you have to do it in the beginning. I'm not telling people not to.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But like, it takes away from the performance. I think if you don't know your stuff.
Oh, for sure, man. That's professional right there,
Yeah.
dude. So how do you remember? Do you recite it before you go on there?
I have the luxury. Most of my stuff is stories, as you heard last night, so
Yeah.
I can just pull them out of thin air.
Wow, amazing.
And
Mhm.
I've told them all at parties and stuff so many times that I know which parts are funny and which parts are unnecessary.
Wow, that's crazy. So when do you know when something is not funny? Like you just kind of listen to the crowd and just segue into something else.
Yeah, I try to figure out a
real
way
quick.
out of it.
Do you find that you use like language to help you get out of those? Because I noticed that you kind of do that. I don't know, maybe if it's just me, but like you're talking about last night about the ratios or the inflation for $10 to $100.
Yeah,
Is that part of the bit?
we'll call it that.
Is that part of the bit, or
I
was
was
it
just making all that up.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like,
That was all like a side part. The real part of the bit was the stuff that had happened to me in high school.
yeah.
But I don't know what this podcast is rated, so I don't want to get into it. But
Yeah, no, that's all good.
come see the show.
Yeah, it was good for sure, bro. Dude, it was funny as hell. I was like, oh, dude, that is freaking funny, dude.
I don't want to get.
Was that a true story, bro?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
hell.
100% true. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. I'm still
Wow.
fighting off.
Traumatized.
I mean, it's whatever. It kind
Damn.
of helped me like realize that like nothing really matters. Like people's perception of you can be their perception. You know
Yeah.
who you are.
Oh,
Like I knew I wasn't that guy all the time. Like that was just one
That's so
instance that
crazy.
got recorded in somebody's mind.
for sure. Do you ever go up with stories that aren't your own, or like that you?
Nah.
No.
Nah, I always my life's crazy enough. I don't
Wow.
have to take from anyone else's. Plus, it makes me feel better if it's my story. I think if I tried to tell someone else's and it got a laugh, it would feel like plagiarism.
So crazy, bro. Do you?
I'm sorry, but if I I'll tell a story. If like my dad told me a story from his childhood, like I'll tell his stories sometimes or something like that. But
Okay.
I don't like find something on Reddit. Like
So
others.
nah, for sure. So you will use somebody's story if they're related to you, if you know the story well.
Yeah, and I'll put in preference like this was my dad, like this happened to him.
Oh, okay. And like, how much do you think like actual details of the whatever, like say a
Ooh,
stripes
yeah,
is there? You know what I mean? Is that
yeah.
important? Do you think that's important when you're writing?
I try to make it as truthful as possible.
You do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say mine's like 98, 99% truth.
So
I'm
cool.
starting to realize that it doesn't have to be, and I don't want to give away any secrets to anybody.
Right.
But I mean, I am realizing I'm allowed to fabricate a little bit, and
Okay. Yeah,
so
I've heard
I'm
that.
trying to do that a little more.
That's dope, man. What keeps you coming back to the stage?
People started paying me, so that's cool. That's a pretty big motivator.
Yeah. Do you try to hit every open mic in town, or
Yeah,
you do?
yeah. Right now, I'm unemployed except for this, so
Dope.
I have to. I'm living with my parents. If I'm not doing that, I'm like just laid up on the couch. I'm not trying to be that guy. I gotta at least make it look like I'm doing something.
That's funny. Yeah, and I didn't realize like how much the visual aspect of that has an effect. Like you can't even drive, you can't even have a license.
Nah.
I thought that was interesting. Like, oh shoot, like if I didn't have a license, I would be out of job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a truck driver and I need a which I feel like I'm kind of going blind a little bit, but yeah, man. So once you start doing stand up and you started learning about the local comedy community, what's it been like so far here in Corpus Christi?
It's been pretty cool. Much like any group of people, you know, there's ups and downs.
Mm.
I'm not gonna air any of that out, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but there's ups and downs for sure. I mean, a lot of people striving for a common goal that
Mm.
um but people generally, I feel like us compared to other places, we're a pretty welcoming spot. Like a lot of other places I've heard horror stories about like having trouble getting on and people being gatekeepy.
Mm.
Um we'll let whoever get on, and we'll be quick to tell you that you need to work on it. Like we'll let you
That's
know
cool.
if you suck, but not in like a big brother kind of way, not in like a don't come back kind of way.
Yeah. So, would you tell somebody that in a Big Brother way if they asked you, or would you volunteer that advice?
Uh, it depends. I don't want to say I profile people, but I can kind of tell like if it's a guy like a bro that's like played sports and stuff, I can tell they can kind of take it a little more than
Oh,
like maybe somebody who isn't used to people giving them critiques.
right.
I'll leave it at that.
Oh, shoot, for real. What's going on, Gabriel? On Facebook. Thanks a lot, man, for joining the live chat. Got any questions for Ben? Leave him here. When did you first get involved in the local scene?
Oh, I just celebrated 4 years. So
Congrats.
2022, like spring of 2022. I guess that's that math.
No, that's what's up, dude. So how long were you doing open mics before you started actually people were actually asking you to get on shows?
6 months.
Wow.
And the crazy thing about that is like I went and won a contest and that had no effect on it. Like a month in, I went to San Antonio and won this contest.
Wow. Amazing.
And nobody cared. I mean, like people cared, but it didn't. I thought like that night as they were giving me the trophy, I was like, all right, now it begins. I've done my
I've
work.
made it.
And nobody
cares.
outside of texting me congrats, nobody in the comedy community cared that much.
Damn.
Which is fine. I see now that those contests are a dime a dozen, and not that again, if you're trying to get exposure, and winning contests is a good way to make cash.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a bigger deal than it was, and that time after humbled me because if my ego would have gotten lit at that point, I would have been insufferable.
Hey, for
I would
sure.
have not been a cool guy to be around.
Oh wow, yeah, for sure,
But
man.
that extended time after I thought I had made a name for myself, where I still had to work, let me know like it's never done. There's always somebody out there that's got more accolades, that's funnier. It's always something to chase.
Oh man. Tina says happy birth month.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks a lot, Tina, for joining. Miguel, he says, Miguelito says, Ben is someone who I can always count on for advice on my jokes because he understands my comic voice and can help me write material that suits me. Not a lot of comics can write for another comic and make it sound like that comic.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice compliment.
I was sitting next to him last night, and when you were about to tell your last joke, he was like, "Yeah," like he knew what was coming.
Yeah, he was. It knocked me. I was like, "Oh, somebody's excited." I was hoping it was whatever he was thinking of. I would have hated to say whatever it was gonna be, and then
Let him down.
he was like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was. Yeah, but I appreciate those kind words too. A lot of kind words in this chat.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do with this platform, man. Just
Yeah, it's
positive light, and
yeah,
positive
that's beautiful, especially because
Yeah.
everybody, like we talked about on the ghost episode.
light.
Like it's crazy for me when people down talk Corpus, because to me, growing up where I grew up, Corpus is it.
Mm.
Corpus could be Broadway for all. If you would have told 18-year-old me like you're gonna be doing comedy in Corpus, I would have been like, nah, no way.
Wow,
Comedy in Victoria maybe, but not Corpus.
that's amazing, dude. It's amazing how people look at Corpus like that, and we're here, don't see it like that. We look at like that, but to like Austin or San
Yeah, it's
Antonio
just
or
you always
something
want
like that.
the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
For sure, man. What are some venues here that to support the local comedy scene?
Um, the Annex, which is where we were at, which is every last Wednesday. The Artisan, I always get those two confused.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
A sound, and they're right next to each other. The Annex and the Artisan are both run by Tina. Those are fun. The Artisan's super fun on Tuesdays, and I think they're going to start doing it late night Thursdays too. Rich is always supportive. Shout out to Rich. He's always trying to do stuff over there, which is cool. He's always been super supportive of us. Trying to think. Renee at Panacea on Everhart, the smoke shop. They were, for me specifically, they were super. He's always been super down to just let me do whatever I needed to do in his backyard.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
So you mean like throwing your own shows and stuff
yeah,
like that?
anything. I ran an open mic there for a little bit, but it's running an open mic is a thankless job. Yeah, anything I want, anything anybody really wants to do. Like I had a Friendsgiving there for a couple of years. I probably will move it back over there this next year. Also, yeah, I do have Friendsgiving, which is a comedy thing that I started, which has nothing to do with comedy, but it's more of a community thing.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. I think a lot of us need that.
Yeah, it's a cool.
We need a hug sometimes.
Yeah, it's like we can do an open mic if y'all want to, but the idea is just to pump the brakes and everybody bring their dish and we just kind of
That's
chill.
dope. That's cool, bro.
Yeah, it's always, we've done it a couple times and it's had a super good feedback.
Dope. Trey Armijo says you the man, Ben.
Thanks, Trey.
With 2 N's, bro. They've got 2 N's on your last name, Ben Man. That's what's up, dude. So when you do shows, do you do them with the same comedians? Because I've seen you with Karen on a bill just recently.
Yeah, we're doing the PTA. I don't want to butcher the title. It's like the PTA Founders event, like
Parent Teacher Association.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
cool.
like celebrating the founding of it, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
And that's got to be clean comedy. I heard you do clean comedy.
Yeah, last night bad example.
But, yeah, it wasn't so squeaky clean, but
I can clean up nice when I need to.
That's what's up, dude. Put on a suit when you got.
Yeah, I can divvy into any audience. I try to pride myself on having a little something for everybody.
Hey, that's awesome. How did you get into clean comedy? Did somebody just ask you?
A couple of my mentors, shout out Mario and Raymond from the Valley.
Mario Salazar?
Oh, and nice. Raymond Orta. Both. Raymond pulled me aside when I was first starting out and was like, hey, I see you teetering. I'm not saying you can't do those dirty jokes like from time to time, but a dirty set will pay your bar tab. A clean set will pay your mortgage.
Oh, dude.
And so that's what I try to lean more towards. Even if I write something that's dirty, I'm like, how can I take this dirty concept and make it to where I can do it at the PTA place. Not that that's what I'm doing at the PTA place.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely a definition of clean for different people.
I got.
Yeah, dude.
Got something fun for those guys, but
yeah, you mentioned your mentors, and they're both Hispanic. How do you feel about most of your crowd being Mexican American or Hispanic down here?
I'll stand by this. The more Hispanics in the crowd, the funner the time. In my experience, if you walk in, like, I'm not saying white people can't have fun. Yeah. It's different, especially doing shows in the Valley and Laredo. It's different down there. Like, they just want to have fun. They don't care.
Wow, the Valley and Laredo. So you've done shows down there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they love me down there.
Well, you told me that you did all Spanish.
Yeah, I opened up for this guy named Ivan Batista, and from Laredo. I think it was a soccer player or something, but he does comedy now. And at least that's what they say. I don't know Spanish, so I don't know what his set sounds like. Shout out to Ivan. But he asked me to come open for him, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, it'll be. Some people will get it. Don't worry about it. I like what you do. Come do your thing."
Wow.
And so I did it, and this lady came up to me, and she was like, "Oh, very good." And I was like, "Yeah." And I started to talk to her, and she was like, "Oh, no habla. You habla español?" And I was like, "No." I had some tequila in me, so I thought I did for a little bit. We talked for like 15 minutes, and then it occurred. I was like, I probably should go get somebody. This lady's just probably being nice. And I went and I got Miguel, actually. And
okay.
He thought I was in trouble. I was like, "Hey, man, I need you to come translate." And because I got to figure out. And then he thought like I had offended somebody. But no, this lady was just a really big fan, which is crazy because she didn't speak English and I didn't speak Spanish. probably my highlight of my comedy career so far is
Yeah.
that interaction was crazy to me.
Yeah. How do you feel about like race jokes and stuff like that, dude?
I think I think if done correctly, they can be an asset. If you but there has to be some truth to them. They have to be funny. This is the best way to put it. If you're gonna make fun of a group of people, race, religion, what have you, it has to be funny to the people it's about.
Mm.
If it's not funny to the people it's about, then you're bullying, and it's not.
Oh.
Then it's down that road. And
Okay.
so if it's funny to who you're talking about, like if I make a Hispanic joke to a crowd of Hispanic people and they're dying laughing, then like, what's the harm? But if like I do it, and I've had this happen
Oh,
where I
shoot.
I stepped a little outside the line, and and they didn't like it. I
Oh.
was at a contest. I'll tell the story because just for suspense. I was at a contest in Alamo, which is you would think is by San Antonio, but it's not. It's right outside of McAllen.
Hmm.
And I was doing this little 5-minute prelim thing, and I said, and I never said this before, and I haven't said it since, but something in my head was like, these people are really gonna dig this.
Oh, shoot.
And so I was trying to describe how blind I was, and I was like, well, blindness isn't like citizenship. I don't have to prove it to anybody.
Mm.
And of course, those people were like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like dead silence, definitely bombing. But by the end of it, I had them all laughing. Not on that. I'd switched up subjects super fast.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm an uncle. I'm doing stuff for other people's kids.
I promise you.
I'm a good guy. I like tacos. I'm not trying to get anybody out of here.
Miguel says that lady really liked Ben. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's very interesting that you make it funny to the people that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's how that should go. If you're gonna walk the line, it should try to be humorous to
Mm.
the other side.
That's what's up.
Everybody should be laughing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And of course, to try to get out of there as quickly as possible, get them
Yeah.
back on your side.
Yeah, just trying to make things right. Yeah, whatever that may be. A lot. That's where the self-deprecation and the blind jokes and stuff play in. Because
Okay.
if I'm making fun of myself and then I make fun of someone else, they're like, "Well, he's made fun of
So
himself."
yeah, when did you figure out that not all your stuff has to be self-deprecation?
I think I figured out that I needed a little bit of self-deprecation when I started taking shots at other things, just to kind of level the playing field.
Level it out, right?
And yeah, but
You're talking like observations.
yeah,
as opposed to...
when I wanted, yeah, so that's why my intro is the way it is and set up so that people know that I'm blind, but it's done in like a very fun, like, ha ha, ha, we're all laughing, laughing at me.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Now we're gonna laugh at y'all. And that's not all the time.
Wow,
that's
cool.
just sometimes I'll go after people. Most of my stuff, like we said, is about my family. So
Yeah, for sure. Do you have what they call like a tight five?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I got my locked and loaded 5.
Do you have like more than one? Like, what is a tight five to you?
Yeah, it's like I would say my type. Depending on the situation, I know I have a rotation of a type 5, I guess. Yeah. Like it's not always the same type 5.
Okay.
In order to sell my merch, I don't know if you've ever seen me sell my merch.
Nah, you got merch, bro?
Yeah, you have no idea what my oh, dude.
No, I don't know.
So buckle up for this one. So at the end of my shows, you ever seen Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, he's a race car driver and he's signing like a baby's forehead. Like, you know how like people get like stuff, like crazy stuff signed? He's like signing a baby's forehead. And so I get these dolls from an undisclosed location and I sign their foreheads and I sell those. And ideally, what you give me, like I sell them for a donation. And ideally, like as I get more famous, my handwriting, like my signature will go up in value. And people will pay crazy money for those things if I have a good set. But in order to sell those babies, I have to do my closer for it to make sense. And so my type 5, if I'm going to sell babies, always has to have that closer. So I have to set it up a certain way.
Wow.
And make sure I give myself enough time. But on longer sets, it's not as big of a deal because I can just put the closer at the end.
Yeah, so merch is definitely something that comedians should probably look into.
Oh yeah, don't let
to have that revenue stream.
And people that have been doing it a long time like to, and not everybody, the people I work with like my mentors were the guys that told me to get merch. I told them, I was like, no, I'm not ready, and they were like, you're doing shows, you can sell merch.
Wow.
But a lot of guys that have been in the industry a long time don't want you to take away from their merch sales.
Mm.
And instead of saying that, they'll, which is fine, like they're the ones drawing in most of the crowd.
Yeah,
If,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're a young comedian and you want to sell merch at a show, always talk to the headliner about it first. That's rule number one about selling merch.
Okay.
Is if you got to talk to the headliner, because you don't know what their deal with the producer is. They might, all of their money might come from merch. They might let you know, like, hey man, not this time. Like, I need that money. Which is fine. But a lot of older guys will talk down to young dudes with a big merch setup and be like, you're not ready. Don't let, if you're a young comic, don't let that affect you.
Oh,
Just
smokes.
get your merch.
Wow. How do you find yourself navigating those waters right there? Because it seems like
Just be,
that could be out there, you know?
yeah, like I said, you just got to be straight up. Like, hey, I do this, but I don't have to do this. Essentially, you work for the headliner that night. Your job is to help them have the best show they can have. And I'm not saying that, like, don't hinder your performance to try to make them look better. But as far as little things like the merch and stuff, if they don't want you to sell merch,
Just don't
that's
sell it.
their business. Yeah. Then you don't sell merch. But
Well, it seems like you could get into where they might not invite you back type of
yeah, that kind of deal. That's
type
why
of
you
thing.
just always straight up. Like, it's a common question in the industry, I think. Like, I've
Which
never asked a headliner like, hey, can I sell merch? And they were like completely flabbergasted. They're like, I can't believe you'd ask me that. Like, it's never happened like that. They're just either like, 99% of them are like, yeah, bro, no problem. And then when I tell them what it is, they're like, yeah, I want to see how this goes down. And and even the ones, for whatever reason, like I said, if they have a door deal or something where the merch is most of their money, they'll just be like, no man, you, for this reason you can't. And it's just okay, like, no hard
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
You
So,
understand.
yeah. So, what are some other ways that comedians can, I guess, make their money? I know merch is one way.
Merch is a good way, because I mean, you can cover gas and stuff. If
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've made an extra $300-400 one time selling those babies.
Yeah. How do you find yourself trying to get your name out there on social media?
It's just consistency. I'm finally monetized on Facebook,
Dope.
which, yeah, nickels at a
A few
time.
cents here, there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, it's cool seeing that my dots are getting some kind of revenue stream.
So, do you post clips of your show?
Sometimes
Okay.
if I feel like it's good.
Okay.
I don't. I gotta record more.
Mm-hmm.
I normally just do audio, and then I'll listen to that for like my own critiques.
For practicing.
Yeah, but I gotta get better about filming. I just got some wireless mics, so hopefully coming soon.
Hell yeah.
More Ben Mann on.
Yeah, a couple
In
more
your
things
face.
on the scene. What's going on? Gabriel, thanks a lot in on Facebook for joining. Anybody, you got questions for Ben? Drop them down there. I guess the last thing. Let's see. How do you think the scene here is growing in Corpus Christi, Texas? The comedy scene.
I think going back to saying how we're not as gatekeeper, or we don't run people off as much as other places that I've heard of, which is the crazy thing, because normally, from like hearing rappers talk on documentaries and stuff, most artistic scenes want to be like other scenes.
Mm.
And we, I could speak for all of us, we're cool being us. Like, we like who we are as a group. Like I said, that doesn't mean we don't have problems, but we handle it in house. And I think because of that energy that we're fostering, people feel like they don't have to wait in line. They can, if they know a place to go produce a show, they can go produce a show, or they can find a place to go get a mic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just got a new mic out on the island at I think the place was called Bombshells.
Oh yeah, Jay Everett, right? Was it Jay Everett?
Jay Everett's the host. This lady whose last name escapes me, but her first name is Jen, is like the cook there, and she got it hooked up. She just started doing stand up.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's
but
so
like
people just feel the need to add on to it because it's such a good thing that we have fostered, and I think that's pretty cool.
And it's like it's like we can, like,
Yeah,
just finding different places and
yeah, and people aren't people don't hold out on advice. People are real quick to give advice. Sometimes nobody asks for advice, and
Yeah, yeah,
people are
yeah.
quick to give advice.
Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, damn. It makes me think about like when going to a new place, what the owners might expect of the comedy scene. You know what I mean? And say maybe we might kind of getting into the weeds here. Maybe it might discourage them from wanting us to come back because of the stuff that we talk about. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah, and
You
that's
know what I'm
just
saying?
whoever's setting that up. That falls into their. That's whoever's setting that up needs to have a conversation with the owner to set the guidelines. And most of the time we do. That's something whoever we'll have like a pep talk before a new mic, or if a show's happening, they'll let you know like the guidelines and
Okay.
what the owner's okay with, what he's not okay with. If he's just like, yeah, shoot from the hip, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's usually like on days that are kind of slow, I guess, for the.
With the open mics, yeah, they try to. That's the quickest way to get one built is asking the owner like, "What's your slowest day? Let me fix that."
So yeah, so I guess it's having a level of respect for the actual owners of the place that are
Yeah,
letting you do an open mic there.
yeah, for sure. That definitely comes with it. You
Yeah.
definitely don't want to bite the hand that feeds you in any way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's cool, man. So is there anything you want to share, Ben? Going for 45 minutes, man. Better than the ghost episode because we got audio here.
um, Let me think. What was I thinking about? I'm trying to think of stuff that we talked about on the last one that
Nah,
maybe
it's all good.
didn't get brought up. I don't have anything on the tip of my
No,
tongue.
it's all good. You want to get into the joke writing process? What's your process in writing jokes?
Living life. I like to just get out, do stuff.
Do you write stuff down like a actual?
Yeah,
You do.
I write down bullet points, and then I'll take the bullet points to the open mic and audio record that, and then I'll write down what I liked from me, just taking wild stabs at the bullet points.
That's crazy, bro. How do you remember it though? Like it's weird because like I can't remember for crap, dude.
Dude,
It's like because I take my phone up to try to get me to remember
yeah,
because I feel like I'll go blank because everybody's not everybody, but some people are staring
yeah,
and
I
then the
get it.
crowd's moving. You
I
know what I
get
mean?
it. Yeah, I get, and in those instances, I know I badmouthed the phone thing earlier. That wasn't a personal shot. I want to get that out there. Uh, but like in those instances, if you're dealing with a little bit of stage anxiety, having your phone, there's no shame in that. Like,
Yeah,
if you better to have your phone and be able to help yourself calm down, like, oh, I do have stuff to say, than to try to not have your phone and have an
yeah,
anxiety attack, and then you don't have.
yeah. And it's like, at what point did you figure out? Okay, this I need to be professional with this, and I probably having a phone is not
Uh,
professional. You know?
Pretty early on, I've always done public speaking.
Okay, okay.
So like yeah, like I I
Yeah, I can
I
see
was an
that.
all-state debater in high school, and so I didn't really. That's I guess how my memory of like knowing how to form a speech together based on like one or two points,
Wow.
and that skill set of being like looking at my evidence and looking at the arguments I had to attack and being like, okay, I gotta get from here to here to here. I don't know
Okay.
how I'm gonna do that, but we're gonna figure it out.
Okay. So to definitely be prepared with what you're gonna talk about
Yeah, that helps a lot.
instead of going up with nothing.
Yeah, and then like yeah,
Just kind of try to wing it or whatever.
yeah. The more prepared you are, the better always. I think, but
Wow.
sometimes, especially at open mics, you can wing it. Maybe see if
See
something
if something
sticks.
comes out. Crowd
Yeah.
work. Do you do crowd work? Like, do you feel like that will help you?
If someone yells out something, I'll do crowd work, but I don't see great, so I don't try to get into it. I'm not gonna get in a you look like competition with somebody. That's not my bag. But sometimes people will yell stuff out, and I'll have a little comeback for them to shut them up,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
play along. If they yell out something funny, I'm not one to detour audience participation if it's funny. If it's not
Ah,
funny, I gotta get that
you gotta figure out how to get
quiet.
back. Wow.
But if it's funny, I'll let them play. Like they
Yeah.
can they can yell.
Man, so you were all state debate, bro?
Yeah.
Whoa, what would you talk about?
Let's see. My freshman year, because there's only one topic each year, I did CX debate, which is the most complicated. One year was about space exploration. One year was about water exploration. One year was about transportation infrastructure.
Mm.
It's weird that I could remember those off the top of my head.
Who picks the topics?
The UIL or like
You will.
some big debate organization. I don't know.
Yeah,
That was above my pay grade. The only reason we got to go to All State is because my senior year we switched from being in the Corpus districts to being in the Houston district, and there was no one in my event in that district. So my senior year, me and my partner weren't even going to do debate. We were just like, we're going to focus on sports.
Wow.
We just kind of did debate just for fun. We were like, we already have it for the resume for college. We don't need to do it. And then the UIL director, the second semester of my junior year, like kind of put the pieces together and was like, well, y'all could go to state. And we were like, no, we're cool. We don't need to go to state. We're fine. And she's like, we're not, because it looks good for the school. They're like, we're not really asking you. And we're like, all right, I guess we'll do it. And then they sent us to the state debate meet. We broke down on Ben White and Austin.
Oh.
Like, and our coach, God bless him, had a fake leg, so he couldn't help us push. And you have to wear suits for that. So we're in suits on the way to the University of Texas to compete. The van just sputters out, and he's like, well, boys, get out and push it to a gas station. Luckily, this other school was driving by. Like, if you know what debate looks like, you can see it. You know what I mean? Like, we had the stuff. And so they stop and pick us up, and our coach is like, hey, just go. We'll meet y'all, or I'll catch up. I got to handle this. And so I thought the lady from the other school was going to be helpful, but like, she essentially dropped us off away from where we were supposed to be at, like sabotaging. And if she knew anything about us, she would know we were going to sabotage ourselves. She didn't have to do that. That was fun though. We made fun of this fat kid because he thought dolphins were going extinct. He was like from West Texas. He was like, the dolphins are going extinct. And we were like, you could come swim with them. We see them every day.
How often do you try out bits like in a group of people or like with your friends?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't ever intentionally do it. I don't think.
Wow.
But I'm sure my friends and my parent, like my family, would probably beg to differ. Because I've always just kind of been a goofball. So like I'm always screwing around or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm trying bits, but I'm definitely not being serious. I don't know. I'm always goofing around. I'm always trying to hone in on making people laugh.
That's cool, man. Cool. Do you prefer storytelling or punchline? A set of punchlines.
Set up punchlines are easier, I think, to keep attention, especially in the modern era of like TikTok, and everybody just wants to laugh like right now. But if I can get a long story, like last night, nobody was laughing, but it's because they were listening, and I can feel that.
Wow.
And it gets my rocks off for sure. Like it's fun to be able to know that everyone's hanging on your every word and telling a story. And then when you get to the end, it better pay off, because if it doesn't, you can feel it. They're like, well, we're not listening again, so you better wrap it up.
Dang. So how do you make the setup punchlines like not like corny?
Practice.
Just practice different stuff. Like do you mess with like words, like types of words that you use?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll change I'll write it out, and then I'll just cross, just like like the writing exercises they'd have you do in school before you wrote an essay. Like I just cross it out and change out the words to see if I can think of like a funnier combination of words.
And then you say it out loud, probably to see if
say it out
loud.
I'll run it by whoever's by me that's not a comedian. That's a big thing, is having people that aren't comics to talk to. Because sometimes comedians don't. Like their mind, they're like, oh yeah, that's hilarious. But in like retrospect, it was like the dirtiest, grossest thing ever.
Have you ever written a joke that you were like, man, this is gonna kill, but it didn't?
Yeah, a bunch of them. Yeah, I would say more of them. I wrote more in the graveyard than they're in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Wow.
But it's got to be like that. You got to write a bunch of duds to get to the gold.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's harder, writing jokes or performing them?
I think it depends on the joke for me. Probably writing, I guess, because once you got them, once you know what you're doing, like it's so pretty cool. Easy.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. So behind every comedian, there's a regular life person that people don't always see.
Yeah, somebody they're bouncing jokes off of.
Yeah. What's some stuff you do outside of comedy? Well, you talk about your nieces and nephews a lot.
Yeah, I'm a full-time uncle.
Uncle.
I'm always doing uncle stuff.
That's cool. What's some uncle stuff that you do?
I get to, for my nephews, I got to coach their football team a couple years. I didn't get to do it this year, but I was sometimes like for that, I think your kids, I mean, they're not like my kids, but like I feel like your kids should have other people coach them. I think that's part of it. Like part of what makes sports good.
Mm.
Because I'm yelling at them all the time. It doesn't make a difference if it's a football. Like I'm pretty critical.
They can't tell the difference between the
Yeah,
yell.
yeah. So like getting someone else to yell at them to lets them know that I'm not crazy. And then also getting to be a fan too, and not getting to enjoy watching my nephews play football without being like, oh, what's the score? How many timeouts do we have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like getting to just sit back and watch all the other parents go insane.
Yeah.
Sports parents are insane.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate to break it to you, Corpus. 80% of these kids aren't going to get college scholarships, and that's just the statistics. All right.
Why do we treat it, dude? Why?
Yeah,
Oh my
like just let
god.
them have fun.
Yeah, dude.
And
for
if your
real.
kid doesn't want to play, don't make them play because volunteers have to deal with that.
Oh, damn.
I had a kid when I was coaching in the Bluff that didn't really like football. These were 6-year-olds and under. So these kids, a lot of them didn't even, once they get hit once, they're like, why am I playing this? Why? They make you as a grown man.
That hurt my head. Why would I want to do that again?
Why would we do this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a good answer. Just line back
Just
up.
do it again.
Look, I did it. You're going to do it. Because this is Texas, and that's what
Texas,
we're doing
bro.
here. But this one kid, he never wanted to go in, but he wasn't like a bad player. And I was like, dude, I need you to go in. And he goes, Coach, I don't want to. I said, I don't care if you don't want to.
Damn.
And he looks up in the stands and he goes, if I don't go in, my mom's going to yell at you after this again, isn't she? And I go, yeah, man. And he goes, all right, I'll play for you. And I was like, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Taking one for the team.
Yeah, because dude, those parents will yell and scream, why isn't my kid playing? I was like, your kid doesn't want to play.
Damn, dude, you're stuck in the middle there.
Yeah, it's weird, especially with young kids like that, because you still want to encourage them to try, because you don't know if they don't want to play or if it's fear.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to try to like break up the fear, but some of those kids are just like, no, I understand what this game is. I don't want to play.
Peer pressure too, I guess too.
We had a moment, same kid, one of my favorites, just because he was like the spokesperson for the team, because we had a relationship.
How old are these kids?
6 and under.
Oh shit!
But me and this dude had a relationship where he knew he could come tell me whatever, because some of the kids were scared to talk to the coaches because they're little kids.
Right.
But this kid found out early that I'm an uncle. I know how to talk to these guys.
Okay.
And so he would come up to me and like, so-and-so doesn't want to play anymore. And I'm like, he's still going to play. Tell him he has to play. And then, so we were having like, it was before our last playoff game, we were having like a Rudy moment. Like we're clapping. We're like, boys, you boys want to play again next week? Then we got to win. Do you boys want to play again? And from the back, Buddy goes, no, there's mosquitoes out here. And all the coaches got real quiet. And we went, just bring it up. Just bring it. Like, all the mojo was gone. We're like, let's just call. That was the last practice we had all year. That's what I like about coaching those little kids is they're so funny. They're hilarious.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, man.
But yeah, just getting to do stuff like that. I got to take my niece. I took her to the father-daughter dance because her dad's not around. She actually got to take me and my brother both went. And it was funny. We were in there just walking around. Like we were just telling, because it's out in Benquete.
Okay.
So we were just telling all those macho dudes, we're like, we're not a couple. That's my bro. We're not a couple. We're just your uncles. We're not a couple. And they're like, we don't care.
We don't care, bro.
Look, we don't want to be like, everyone's just on their phone. Like, we don't want to be here either. Like, and then my niece, they started playing the cumbia music. And my niece is half Hispanic. She goes, can we dance like that? I said, I can't, but I can find you somebody around here that can.
How many brothers you got, man?
I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Nice. Are you you're in the middle somewhere?
I have an older sister on my dad's side that I wasn't really around growing up, and then I have my older sister on my mom's side, and then me, and then I have 3 younger brothers.
Nice.
And then my parents did. My mom and my stepdad did foster care while I was growing up, so there was always people in and out of my house, which is cool now. It sucked in because they were always breaking my stuff. But now I can reflect on that and like I'm not as materialistic as I might have been otherwise. I'm more compassionate towards other people. But at the time I was like, Mom, quit bringing in these ruthless heathens in my house. She's like, oh, this so-and-so is going to share the room with you. His family's got to get back on their... and I'm like,
damn.
Man. And then she would like take it a step further. Kids we weren't even adopting, like she would just have like local neighborhood kids that maybe like were having a tough go of it. She'd be like, let me think of a name that's not anybody from the neighborhood. I almost said the kid's name. She'd be like, Frank's staying. Me and my mom were just talking about this the other day. She'd be like, Frank's staying over. And I'm like, all right. She's like, well, play with him. I was like, no.
You have to play.
Yeah, he can stay here. That's cool. I get that, like, you know, he's not eating at home or whatever, but I don't have to. Last time he was over, he broke my Madden. And I know you're not going to replace it.
Hey, are you a gamer now still?
I just play sports games. Really, that's my beginning and end of gaming.
I guess the debate is on this podcast is PC or
I play console. But I bet the PC's better. I'd be willing to bet it's better.
Like the graphics and stuff?
There's just more going on. Like when I see people playing PC games on like YouTube and stuff,
okay.
It looks like they can do more.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like the console, you only got like 5 buttons, but you got that whole keyboard. You can do all kinds of stuff.
That's funny, man. Yeah, that's what's up, dude. Dude, how supportive are your friends and family of you?
Oh, I couldn't. We could be on here for another hour with my thank you list. Everybody's been super supportive. Nobody's ever. And anybody from my past before jokes that has found out is like, that makes sense. That's what you should be doing.
Wow.
And so it's very reassuring. It feels like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
That's dope, man. What are some of the real quick? A couple more questions. What are some of the sacrifices that come with pursuing comedy?
Dating's hard. I'll tell you that.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. It's hard to ask girls out on lunch dates when you don't have any money, especially with inflation. So that's kind of difficult to like navigate that. But also just time, just a lot of like that show I did in Laredo. Funny enough, my best friend's little cousin was getting married, and it was like a big deal. And that's like my second family. But I couldn't go because it was a big deal. So when else am I going to get to go perform in Spanish?
Damn.
But yeah, like so, like that kind of you have to make decisions like that. And luckily, my career is not big enough where I've had to make too many decisions like that. But I can't imagine it's going to get any easier.
Wow, man, that's awesome. How has comedy changed your perspective on life?
I'm a little more confident. I think I've kind of realized that like other people's opinions don't matter if you like yourself. Like if I like the brand that I'm putting out, it doesn't matter what comic B has to say about my brand or what I'm doing. I think in the beginning I wanted everyone's opinion so I could fix myself. I could get wherever I needed to be. But as time has progressed, I realized, and this is something that's not I haven't just taken into comedy, but just other people's opinions don't matter if you like yourself. Or if the people you respect you, that's all that matters, really. If you don't respect somebody, like based on their life choices, whatever that may be, then it doesn't really matter if they respect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good stuff right there. Oh wow, is there anything you want to mention, Ben, before you got any shows coming up?
Yeah. I just got on one where we'll be in the big city of Skidmore, Texas. If you hit Beeville, you went too far. At the No Name Cantina Saturday night.
What's that highway there? 36.
I just get in the car, man.
That's
the part. That's another part of the vision. Nobody ever asked you to be the DD.
What's the best place to get tacos in Corpus?
Oh,
you love tacos?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with a fan of my brand. I'm gonna go with GJ Eats. George makes delicious tacos.
No.
That's my favorite.
If someone wanted to start stand up here, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Whatever magical thing you're waiting around for, like whatever that may. Oh, I gotta write. I gotta just do it. If you want to do it, just do it. You'll progress faster getting on stage. There's no way around getting on stage.
No.
There's no amount of time you can wait and do work in the shadows where getting on stage isn't going to be painful the first time.
Fix it as you go. Change one thing as you go. It's awesome, man. Well, Ben, thanks a lot for coming on the show, man. Check him out in Skidmore. When is that?
Saturday night
This Saturday
at the
night.
No Name Cantina.
No Name
Yeah,
Cantina.
that's
How did
it.
you come upon that kid? Like, did they call you?
This one, Crashed Out Comedy and Albert Salazar are putting together, and they're out of Beeville.
Cool.
And so I saw here's a little inside baseball for young comics trying to get on a show, and this is no shade towards Albert, but this is what happened. I saw the flyer. Normally, if there's a lineup, it's on the flyer. This said Albert Salazar and friends. I thought, hey, I'm Albert's friend. Let me see if he has some room for me. So I just hit him up, and of course he's like, "Yeah, come through." So I'll be selling babies in Skidmore on Saturday, and then the last Tuesday of the month on the 31st, I'm at that PTA thing.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Ben, for coming on the show again. Shout out to Maya back there, the producer, you guys. Thank you ever for listening. Make sure you check out Ben Man. How do we follow you on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you are?
Ben Mann comedy. One in on Ben, two ends on man. Some variation of that. If you type that in the search bar, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Some of them have like the underscores. Instagram, I think, has underscores as spacing. TikTok's all one word. I gotta get it unified.
Nice, nice. If you enjoyed this conversation, check out our YouTube channel. Also on with Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can check out this episode and other episodes there. I'm Jesus Hilario. I'm your host. Thanks a lot, you guys. For this is Corpus Christi Originals. Have a good one.